Introduction to EGMi, hands-off practice using chakras. Buddhists have been using hands-off meditation practice since Adam was a boy. They have a supernatural belief system, but only because they did not have the knowledge of energy and evolution. We can use their practice system and apply the latest energy theory, giving a very clear way to practice and a clear purpose for practicing. Meditation has been used for relaxation and stress relief in the West for a long time. Now we can do so much more with it. Hands-on practice is usually done laying down. This has its limitations. The body in the prone position has built-in safety mechanisms to prevent consciousness getting too disengaged from the brain while awake. This may be because the body is vulnerable in this state to predators. We experience this in sleep paralysis, when consciousness has disconnected from the brain to the degree we cannot move. If we relax, consciousness reconnects and we return to a normal state of consciousness. This can be experienced in deep meditation called transcendental meditation. We will be using modified mindfulness practice. This is done sitting up in a comfortable position, sitting on the floor, in a chair, or on a couch. We must be comfortable, but not fully prone, laying down. This is because, as stated, the brain will usually not allow consciousness to disengage from the brain in the fully prone position. When I say disengage, I mean spread through the whole body. We can still think, but thought is modified. As we get a feeling for shifting consciousness, a change in sitting position will affect how we feel the energy to some degree. If you can use the same position, it will make it easier. By now, we should have a feeling of consciousness. To test this, close the eyes and focus on the left eye. Now move eyes to the right, while keeping focus on the left eye. The residual feeling is what we are looking for. If you do not feel anything, just continue. It will come in time. The hands can be placed in a comfortable position, like in the lap, but do not place hands on any specific chakra position. We will be focusing consciousness on specific areas, hands and fingers included. We will start slow, focusing consciousness on our chakra positions that we are used to, then getting more involved slowly. We will be using our mantras, affirmations, in a similar way to hands-on. We say them to ourselves, moving or focusing consciousness and making a connection. Having used hands-on practice, you may have used muscle tensing practice. This is a good warm-up to mindfulness if you are struggling. I have not mentioned breathing. We must breathe. It will slow in mindfulness practice. Breathing is often a big deal in most mindfulness practice and many other energy balancing practices. If you have a breathing practice, incorporate it in any way you like. I prefer just to breathe through the nose in a relaxed manner. Even in deeper meditation, I can focus consciousness on breath, but find it less effective than focusing on the body. I may draw some criticism here, but to each his own. We will be thinking our consciousness into moving at the same time, telling it to move. In most mindfulness, we are told to focus on a body area, shift thought to a body area, feel a body area. I found this quite confusing at first until I applied energy theory. We will be more specific. Just tell consciousness to focus on an area. It's my energy. I will focus it where I want it to go. We can will consciousness to move silently using the quiet mind, but I find the mantras give better control. Using hands-on practice, we should start to feel energy, a little tingle here, a feeling of movement, sometimes a feeling like muscles are tightening when they are relaxed. This will greatly increase with hands off. It can feel like muscles are fully contracted when they are completely relaxed. This is physical energy balancing. All we do here is concentrate more energy on that area until it feels relaxed. When consciousness starts to become fully balanced with the body, a strange feeling can occur. It's like being in a cocoon. Movement may become difficult, a little like sleep paralysis. We may start to think we have the mind power to move objects. We do not. It's just we are not used to mind, body and soul in complete balance or close to it. It's a wild ride. Hang on. This practice may seem strange at first, but starts to feel very natural. This is because it's something that happens naturally, like a self-check, the consciousness running through the body, increasing energy efficiency. Normally we are not aware of it. All we are doing really is becoming more self-aware. It seemed like something from Star Trek when I first started to feel the energy. Beam me up, Scotty. Some visual disturbances may occur with our eyes closed. We may experience flashes of light. Faces may appear, shapes. This is the brain throwing things up to get our attention as consciousness is loosening from the brain's hold on it. Do not take much notice of this stuff. It means nothing really and should not distract us from our purpose of balancing and interacting with energy. Sometimes the brain may even change our internal voice to sound like another voice. This is just a distracting attempt. Ignore it and it will change back to our normal voice again. Stay focused. Do not slip into sleep. This defeats the purpose. This practice session will take about half an hour or so until you get used to it. Then you can speed it up. As with hands on, we should not be disturbed. If we are, we may get cranky. We are using deeper energy balancing, and this feels worse when disturbed. If you've got this far, you will be becoming dedicated. So lock yourself in and turn the phone off. I find this practice a good start to the morning to get me ready to take on challenges of the day. Individual challenges can be addressed as needed. We will use our spiritual energy identity, mind, body and soul as source energy. The idea is to feel and move focus of consciousness, move the energy and back it up with the mantra. We are all different. Some can move consciousness just with the quiet mind, but if the mind is still a little noisy, using mantras stops intrusive thought and directs consciousness. If you still do not feel it, you may need more hands-on practice. You can see how without energy theory this can become confusing. With energy theory it becomes a clear practice with a clear purpose. You can see how Buddha and Jesus, experiencing these types of energy interactions, would have had to put them down to the supernatural, and why they scare off many theists. Moving energy downwards was easier for me. I found moving it back up was harder. Also moving consciousness from the third eye to crown, then down the back of the head to throat, took a while to get flowing. But once you master it, the feeling is amazing and well worth the effort. Different areas will always feel stronger. Just go with the flow. Crown chakra has only recently started to feel like wearing a hat when I focus on it. You can use terms that work best for you, once confident without the recording. If consciousness is slow to move, you can use move to, or I am now moving consciousness to. Mantras can be repeated a few times to encourage movement. Try different methods. Make the practice your own. We will split hands-off practice into several parts, then bring them together into one practice. This whole practice can be completed in under 20 minutes. It's just the process of learning mantras takes longer. Move at your own pace. Do not rush it. We are learning a new practice that will be a great tool all through life. Now move on to the next track. EGMi hands-off practice using chakras.